That's great.
Love it.
That's great.
Love it. Look how excited she is. What a cool thing. Welcome back into our NBA TV studios. Kristen Ledlow here, the 5-time NBA champion, Derek Fisher, as well as the Sparks head coach, Derek Fisher.
Hopefully more championships to come.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear Candace talking a little bit about that during the game? Like, oh,
well,
wait, you heard her.
I heard the inter-game wagers.
They were talking about wagers during games, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, my head coach
I'll
is
just block that part
in
out.
the studio right now. We probably need to nip that in the bud. We watched yet another decisive Warriors victory. They've now won a season-best 11 in a row. They're going for a 3rd championship in a row. So we could talk about what makes them great, but let's talk a little bit more about what DeMarcus Cousins is bringing to this lineup. As you were watching him, what is it that impresses you most about what he's bringing to this offense?
Well, I think the different levels that he's impacting the game. Big body, able to set screens, but then as he catches defenders at the wrong angles trying to cover him, that's when he starts to present problems. So if we can, let's set this up. We got our resident Klay Thompson out here, Shane, over here getting ready to come off this little pin down. The ball's at the top. And Boogie Cousins with his size. When he comes, he sets pin downs, sets screens, shooters coming off like Steph and Klay, force the defenders to get on the high side of Boogie to try and prevent them from curling, getting the easy layups. So as soon as Boogie feels Sabonis, TJ Lee, anybody that was on his high side, he's turning, sealing, catching these guys on his upper shoulder here, and he catches and he can turn and finish so easily. So that's the first way that he was really impacting the game tonight. Now we can go to the other side. We'll go with a post entry. Now Boogie's on the post. He catches it. Griff talked a lot about this little squeeze action that the guard set. So now he has it, forces the defense to now take a look at him. These guys start cutting off each other, and he's such a great and willing passer. And so when you talk about him being able to efficiently score on the block, being a willing passer, we saw him make a 3 early in the game. That's just really impossible to cover the Warriors, but it all starts with a willingness. You don't just put great players on the floor and they just go out and play great. The culture, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, what they've built from scratch, it makes it easier to plug Boogie in, but he's showing a willingness that everybody really was not sure he'd be showing right away.
It's so easy to fall in love with him statistically, his scoring ability, his ability to crash the boards, but he's also playing now at a faster pace than he ever has throughout his career, much faster than he was in Sacramento, in New Orleans. And not only is he doing that, he's having to come back from an injury and do that. Are you surprised by not just his willingness to fit into this offense, but how well he's fit in this early on?
I am surprised, in particular for a big player. Coming off of a lower extremity injury, sometimes it's difficult to emulate how much activity is required to move that big body up and down the floor, being engaged on the defensive end, also setting screens, moving around the floor on the offensive end. But it's been impressive. I think their ability to keep his minutes short allows him to play a faster pace than he's accustomed to playing. He can build his conditioning up over time. It was great when they have separation like they did tonight. It allows Steve Kerr to actually put him back in the fourth quarter, start to get those minutes up from 16 to 20, 22 a night, and build his conditioning base up. By the time they get to the postseason, he's going to be able to play some longer minutes.
And let him facilitate that offense some, too. That's what's so impressive is you watch him wave off his guards and facilitate the offense in transition.
Yes. All 5 players now with the Warriors being able to rebound, initiate the transition offense. All of a sudden, your center is pushing it up the floor. You have the greatest shooters in the game running ahead with the wings, and it's hard to stop.
Really discouraging for the other 29 teams. But just days ago, Steve Kerr became the fastest head coach to ever win 300 games. I mean, goodness. Let's hear what he had to say after this, well, now 11th win in a row.
Unbelievable trip. Just a really good way to finish it, too, with everybody playing, everybody contributing. Leading from start to finish, and I was a little worried about this game. Just, everybody's anxious to get home, but we finished off the trip the right way, and it's great to see.
When was the last time you've seen this focus, on a day-to-day, game-to-game basis?
I don't know if we ever have, actually, including tonight. But no, I'm just kidding. We've been more dialed in the last month than we have for sure all season and for much of last season even. you can just see, that the turnovers are down. We're just more conscientious as a group, and guys are moving the ball. 39 assists tonight, so we're in a good groove. We're in a good place, but got to keep it going.
What do you guys have in law? Something about Steph's picking his spots that is just you've noticed this year that you like more, that's led to his incredible efficiency numbers?
No, he's just honestly, he's just being himself. I've been watching this for 5 years. He's got this skill set that you can't really fathom. The step back three at the end of the first half. I'm sure somebody's already done exactly how far it was. I don't know. Anybody know exactly? There it goes, 33-footer. Like it's nothing, and it doesn't matter. Time, score. He's always one shot away from being on fire. And when you've got Steph and Kevin in that mode of being aggressive and attacking, obviously it puts a lot of pressure on the opponent.
What progress did you see tonight with DeMarcus together in the third quarter?
I just thought he got a lot of work done inside tonight. He scored more hoops around the bucket than he probably has combined over the first 4 games. So some of that was game plan. We wanted to run a couple sets to try to get him the ball in there, to get him used to that. And some of it was just, I think, him